Hello everyone, and welcome to another Monster Hunter World live stream. Today we're doing something a little bit different. What we're going to be doing today is, I don't want to focus on any particular monster. This is another Helping Fans live stream, but the point this time is people will ask me for help with a particular subject. Could be the Behemoth, could be the storyline, it could be Arch-Tempered Nergigante, and what's going to happen is I'm going to choose somebody and I'm going to help them as best as I can before the stream ends. So, here's what's going on. I'm done with Bloodborne, and I'm done, for the most part, with Monster Hunter GU. So now what I'm going to be doing is probably about 2 to 3 Monster Hunter World live streams a day. And I think I want to have an Anything Goes live stream be kind of like a staple of the type of live stream that I do once per day. You can just ask me to do anything for you, and I'll go in and I'll make it easier. I'll try my best to make it easier. I'm probably one of the best randoms you can have join. I guess if I'm joining intentionally, I'm not a random. So that is one of the types of live streams I'd like to bring to you guys, and let me know what you think of that. One of the problems is I don't know what to call it, right? So if I do it as a series, I don't really know what it should be called. I'm still thinking of funny names. I'm looking for a funny name, a catchy name, you know, like when we started the story for Monster Hunter World and for Monster Hunter GU and for Bloodborne, I started to call it my Let's Cart series because I thought that was kind of funny. Well, I'm looking for a name for this where I intentionally go in and you guys can pretty much hire me to do anything you want, or contract me to do anything you want, if you want to call that. So this is like my 2 hours of contract work. You tell me the job, I go and do it. What do you guys think? Yeah, let me know what you think. And of course, I will always be responding to your comments in the comments. Best random. I will be responding to your comments in the comment section as best as I can. During these Anything Goes live streams, you're also welcome to talk about anything you want. The thing is, if I'm helping people with the storyline, it doesn't require as much focus. When I'm fighting Arch-Tempered Nergigante, I focus real hard, right? So I can't really have a conversation. But when I'm fighting, I don't know, some storyline monster, I probably can. Desk Blackout says, call it breaking my back. Back breaking. Hedgehog says, I need help with Arch-Tempered Nergigante, and technically you owe me because you failed our Arch-Tempered Nergigante run last time. So one of the things that's really important is if you're going to ask for help, I actually have to know your in-game name. All right. In fact, it might be better to ask in the actual game. I know it's a punishment typing it out in the game, but that might be the best way to get my attention for who needs help. But we'll see how it all works out. I've thought about even having the Discord server where you could make like requests, and you could go there and make a text request, and I'll read the requests. But yeah, we'll figure out how to get this done. This is the first episode of it. We'll keep doing it throughout the day, all the way to the launch of Iceborne, and probably after the launch, because people will still need help with Iceborne once it's out. Hedgehog says, "Oh right, I read that one." James Dice says, "If you help other, would you focus on WR damage build?" I don't know what you mean by that. World record damage build. Would you focus on WR damage build? I don't know what you mean by that. Mink says, "Karting with the boys." It's a good one. But the name does have to imply that I'm helping people as well. The best random, I like the idea of calling it the best random. Tales of the best random. But the thing is, technically I'm not a random. You know me, and I guess I don't know you. You'd be random to me, right? The Master Key says, "Whoa, caught this one at the start, hoping to hop in later. Hopefully." That man says, "I'm just at the first Puke hunt." So yeah, you guys can ask me to do anything. I tell you what, if you join and just post a quest, maybe I'll just join the quest. What do you think? Yeah, we'll do it that way. You post the quest and I join the quest. That's how it'll work. And I'll bring the big guns and we will wipe that monster out. Do I have a crazy heavy bowgun build? Oh wait, those are items. I'm crazy. Alright. Let's find our heavy bowgun build. Here's Dark Devourer. What we want to do real fast, we want to set this Dark Devourer to do actual crazy freaking damage. See if I can remember how that's done. It's been a while. I used to know. Now you're just a build that I used to know. Oh, here it is. Cold Fury. Cold Fury. Kieran Jacket. These are fine. KO Charm won't be necessary. Handicraft, Divine Blessing, Attack Boost. Actually, I think you put Agitator in there. Do you put Agitator in there? I think you put Agitator in there. Alright. True Shot, Iron Wall, Iron Wall, Iron Wall. Shield. Oh, Artillery can technically stay, actually. The Release Jewel isn't needed either. Oh, I gotta have a root canal, guys. So I went to the dentist this morning because I was having a little bit of pain in one of my teeth. It's just one of the small teeth, right? And he says, well, you had a filling put in there, and now the filling has gone bad, and your tooth is hurting because now it needs a root canal. And it's just like, oh. That's how I felt when he told me. I was like, please, I don't feel like doing that. And then he hands me a bill. It's like $680. And I'm like, oh, so I get to be in pain for 3 hours and I get to pay $680 for it. That's perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. How about you guys? You like going to the dentist? Don't you love going to the dentist? That's what I get for drinking energy drinks. What do we got? We got 3 slots open. You know, I actually am going to have one of these be shield for guard up. We got attack boost 4. We could bring attack boost up to 6. Am I missing anything? Yeah, actually, I'm missing peak performance. I could just go peak. All right. There we go. So peak, agitator, attack boost 4. Free element, ammo up, razor sharp. I just have no defensive skills. All right. There we go. The filling got infected. Oh, yeah, it's something like this. So when a dentist puts a filling in your mouth, over time the filling can actually break. And I guess mine broke after enough time passed. You know, it's just regular teeth stuff. You eat food, and over the years, I guess, I don't know, maybe they have better cavity technology now. But anyways, I had some pain in my tooth. I went to the dentist. Long story short, he says, you gonna have a root canal, boy. And I said, no, I don't want one. I've had braces since I was 12 because my teeth are fricked, and I'm finally getting them off. I'm glad to hear that, man. So here we go. What do we have? Oh, we only have 2 posts. We have Archtemper Nergigante, and we have Lupastra. Are we full? Oh, we are full, man. People want Archtemper Nergigante help then. All right, so we spent all this time putting this together. Oops. Let's go back on that.
Root canals
that's really
suck.
loud. Let's see. Thank you so much, Sparks Carnival. Yes, they do. Root canals take like 3 hours, man. You sit there with your mouth open, and the dentist is just cutting you and cutting you and cutting you, and you're just like, ah! Yeah, I've had another root canal. Actually, funny enough, it's right next to the other tooth. So I've had a root canal before, and it's right next to the tooth that needs the root canal. And all I can remember is that it was agonizing. Like, if your mouth didn't hurt from the drilling, because it gets really deep into your jaw, right? The drilling does. If it doesn't hurt from the drilling, it hurts from you having to hold your mouth open for freaking 3 hours. Your jaw feels like it's gonna break. Like, your jaw's not designed to do that. So it's just awful, man. They have to use like a clamp to keep your mouth open to make sure you don't close it, because that would ruin everything. Whew. But that's happening probably August 1st. That's when I'm scheduled to go back in. So I will be in there getting my mouth hurt. Feel bad for me. Shower me in sympathy. And then tell me to brush my teeth more. I brush my teeth. It's just an old filling, that's all. Wyvern Heart. Support Pierce. Oh, here we are. We had one. Oh, interesting. Does this technically have more damage? I don't think it does. Oh, but it has Artillery 3. Oh, what do you guys think? Which one of these is better? Agitator 3, Peak, Artillery 3. I didn't realize I had a Devourer attack build. Alright, well, that kind of messes it all up. Gabby says, you don't wear layered armor. I don't, because I want players to see what my armor is to give them ideas on what they should use. Okay, we have a couple of posts, and what's surprising me here is we have a lot of people who need help with Lupastra. So I tell you what, I know we just went through the trouble of building this. Let's see once again. Is this better than the other build? I mean, I think it technically is strictly for clusters, but the funny thing is, I realize now you don't always strictly do clusters. You do wyvern ammo when you're doing a wake up on the monster, and you can actually get 1 or 2 KOs off on the monster as well. So you might actually use your sticky ammo. Yeah, so actually I think the other build is superior. I don't know, did the other build not have... Let me just see. You know, this one doesn't even have health boost in it. I'm going to replace it. I like the health boost in this one. Yeah, we're going with that one. But for Lupastra, what's the build we're going to bring for Lupastra? We were just fighting her last night on the PlayStation 4. We're going to join, and it's going to be a nice, easy fight, right? What do we have here? Kaiser? I shouldn't use the hammer. You know why? Because I already use it too much. Let's do this. Devil's Madness. I like Devil's Madness. Alright. Do a Devil's Madness. Here we go. How's my item pouch looking for this? I'm realizing I didn't sort any of them. It's terrible. Life powder. I'm sure you guys are saying some stuff, and I want to talk to you, but I also want to get this moving. Let me sort these out real fast, and we will get moving. Not that important. Actually, we'll just move this over here so it makes more sense. Nullberry. And we move Nullberry over there. Firecaster really doesn't need to be anywhere. Alright, that's a bit better. You have to save it too once you're done. Manage items, save this to Devil's Madness. Alright. Hedgehog says, if I join your Discord, will I have a higher chance of getting into a session because I've only been in once? Yes, presumably you would, because I generally tell people around the time I'm going live, I start talking about it, and I post that I'm going live, and I post the session ID in the Discord before I post it onto YouTube. Also, if you're really desperate to play with me because you love the heck out of me, people who donate even just $1 on Patreon to become a patron, they get access to a special channel called the Canteen, and I always post in the Canteen first. So players in the Canteen see the session ID before anyone else. And, you know, just for, why not? Here's a Slay Kushala Daora.
Please make a build and call it the Root Canal build.
The Root Canal build? Oh, God. Blade's level 290, put up Kushala Daora. I think that's just for straight farming. We'll go ahead and help. Well, Irvine's level 100. Nero's in there.
Notice
with
me,
Metas. He should be fine
and
on
also
that one.
get some snacks.
And also get some snacks. Thank you, Jen Byer. Let me update that snack fund. Oh, I already forgot the name. Jen Byer? Is that right? Oh man, I need a robot to do this. And Vertebreaker, thank you so much, man. Vertebreaker with the $10, man. That is almost like taking $10 off of my $680 root canal. Oh, how can it cost so much? How can it cost? I feel sorry for people who don't even have dental insurance. Like, you guys really get wrecked. You don't have dental insurance. They're probably like, yeah, $3,000. Should be enough. And that's where I live. You live somewhere like in California, probably even worse. You get a root canal. You need a root canal. I guess you could have your tooth pulled. Actually, I thought about having it pulled. Have the tooth pulled. It's just a small tooth. But I don't want it to affect my smile. I don't know. Yeah, I don't want it to affect my smile, honestly. Have a custom platter. We'll do stickies. Wait, she's Lupastra. We want anti-elemental. You get the tooth pulled and then it's over in like 10 seconds or whatever. And they can't charge you $1 million for a tooth pull. That's probably what poor people do, though. When you can't afford the root canal, you go for the tooth pull. That's my guess. Too bad the drill hammer isn't in World. John Victor says, you help with the story, question mark? I absolutely do, John. So feel free to post a story mode. Mini Arrow Prime says, $300. Holy heck. $300? For what? I have to get my wisdom tooth removed, but I've been putting it off, lol. Yeah, that sucks, man. Lucky for me, I don't need to have my wisdom teeth removed. They're not giving me any trouble. Moonlight Moonman says, any suggestions on what event quest to focus on during the festival? All the good ones. Sparks Carnival says, don't worry, TGE, you have a horrible smile anyway that no one wants to see. Oh, damn. Actually, my teeth are very straight, even though I did not wear braces. Sheriff says, you automatically have that in Germany. Right, but everybody believes it's free. You're actually paying it back in taxes. So it's good if you're very poor and bad if you're in the middle class, because you're basically paying for the poor people's tooth to be worked on. Disguster says, I always wonder why dental insurance is separate from regular health insurance. Feels strange, man. Yeah, it is a strange thing, isn't it? You gonna start us up, Irvine? Start us up. You must be watching. I did not predict having trouble with the starting the round. He must be there. Mink says it'll be painless, I promise. He's got the hammer and the scissors. Oh, God. Balmain says, hey, Gameconomist, just getting into light bowguns. What are some of the best options? Sticks light bowguns, extremely good. Devil's Madness is the other one you want to pay attention to. When you're fighting Arch-Tempered Kulftaroth, look for the Terith Support light bowgun. Hedgehog says, someone frickin' leave already so I can join. James Dice says, we don't pay in taxes, we pay into the healthcare. Okay. I don't know what you mean by that. Apple says, what perks would you recommend for a hammer set? Yes, so you'll want Weakness Exploit, Crit Boost, and maybe Max Might, depending on if you need even more affinity. You probably do. Anthony says, are you going to play with hammer? I could play with the hammer. You guys are really enjoying my hammer gameplay? I can do that. Jen Byer. Thanks, by the way, Jen Byer. Jen Byer says, I'm glad my wisdom teeth are gone. The operations were really messed up, though. I think my doctor was actually a butcher. Yeah, it feels like that, doesn't it? Feels like that. If only they could numb your mouth up without that part hurting, then I think it would be really easy. But the problem is, even the numbing up of your teeth is extremely painful. Because it's like, they're going to... I don't know if you guys are like this, but I have trouble going numb. So they have to stab me like 3 times, and I feel it each time. And it just hurts like the dickens. And then after it's all done, your mouth feels like you've been butchered, like she said. Non-elemental skill for hammer. Great call, Sparks Carnival. That's kind of a universally true skill too. But yes, look for that non-elemental boost when you can add it to any weapon that has hidden element. Mink says, I am in fact not enjoying your hammer. Play a cool weapon, perhaps sword and shield. Sword and shield? You mean that? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna say anything. Put this on right here. Get these down. The gap between the rich and poor is huge in America. That is the problem. I feel like the real problem... Wait, where's my sticky ammo 3? Oh my god, I don't have... Oh, there it is. I feel like the real problem is just how expensive the dental work is. You know what I did, actually? When I called the dentist, because I already had a suspicion I was going to need a root canal, when I called the dentist, I asked them, how much does a root canal cost? And she refused to tell me. The lady would not tell me. She said, I don't know. They don't tell me this. I don't know. And it's like, that's the most fundamental information you need to go shopping, right? You should know within like 100-mile radius of you the cost of root canals at every single clinic, so that you can go, okay, this one charges like $4,000 per root canal, and this one over here charges only $2,000 per root canal, which, by the way, is a huge difference. That's $2,000. It's like being able to buy another used car, but you're not allowed to know that. And what in the world is causing you from not being allowed to know that is so ridiculous. So I was actually really upset when I called her and I asked her, and I was like, well, somebody knows, right? Somebody knows the cost of a root canal at your office. And I understand the argument. The argument is like this. The argument goes, well, we have to negotiate with your insurance company first in order to find out. So I asked her, I said, well, how much does it cost if I didn't have insurance? I don't know. She can't answer that either. How do you not know? Of course you know. Somebody knows. They tell you as a business model that you're not allowed to know. You have to come in first. You have to come in and have them stare at your teeth and make you feel comfortable and safe. And then they tell you, okay, now we'll give you the root canal that you need. And at that point, you're like, okay, sign my life away. You know what I mean? It's a fucking trick, man. And it makes me so mad that it's that way. It should be immediately outlawed for hospitals and dentists to be able to say, I don't know the cost of the good that I definitely am charging you a lot of money for. You know what I mean? Like, they know you're going to pay money for it. It's not free, obviously. They know it's a bunch of money. They don't want to say because they don't want you to go shopping. It's so obvious. You go to a restaurant, they say, oh, we're not allowed to know how much our food costs. Well, there's actually restaurants like that. You know which restaurants are like that? The super expensive restaurants. They don't tell you the cost of the food because it's assumed if you are asking that you can't afford it. They don't want you to know. It's so bad. I would vote today to change, to make a rule that says all dentists, why do I can't seem to eat a Mega Potion. All dentists are required by law to show you their costs of all their goods. And it can just be based off of what it costs before the insurance has been applied, so that you're actually comparing the base cost of the good. John Victor says, what is the session ID? Session ID, I'm not going to type it out, is in the description of the video, or it is in the Discord server as well. Hedgehog says, did you swear on this Christian Monster Hunter World server? I did. I'm not allowed to. I meant frick. I meant to say frick. When will you learn? They have to know the ballpark figure. Seems like bad business to not provide pricing to your customers. That's disgusting. Oh, disgusting. They know. There's no way that they can operate a business without even knowing the cost of their own good. That is literal insanity if that was the case. They know how much it costs. It's a business model for them to tell you that they don't know, because then you can't go shopping for the cheapest price. It's so, actually, you know how I know they know? Because I've been to a dentist before I moved. I had a dentist that just told me, like, straight up what the cost of the service was. They just immediately told you. And this was a good dentist because they were actually very affordable. You know, I was younger, I was in college, and I was looking for an affordable dentist. And I got a recommendation from a nurse. She's like, well, try this dentist. It's real cheap. Because, you know, I guess a lot of newer dentists go there to get, like, practice, right? So I went there, and it's like, they just tell you right away. They're like, oh, yeah, this costs this costs that. But this other dentist's like, oh, I don't know that. It's like, the hell you don't? They don't tell me that. It's like, that's a business model. It's not an accident that you, quote, don't know. They don't tell you because they don't want the customers to know. And it should be outlawed, honestly. It should be just straight up outlawed. Because you're not allowed to do the most fundamental thing that goes on in a capitalistic system, and that's shop. You can't go shopping if all of the dentists around you say, we don't reveal the prices. It's like cheating. Madman says, are you a full-time streamer now, Gameconomist? I guess I am. Yeah, I guess, well, here's the thing. I don't just stream. I actually still make videos. Let's get out of here. Oh, no, I'm gonna die. Actually, we're doing pretty good. Let's get out of here. Hedgehog, I'm a Greatsword main in world. That's illegal in Germany, says Sheriff. So, if that's illegal in Germany, that is the right way to do it. That should be 100% illegal in America as well. There's no freaking reason why it should not be illegal in America to hide your prices, because it destroys the most fundamental part of capitalism, and that's having a customer that knows what the price of your goods are. You can't go shopping for cheaper healthcare without knowing. And their idea that, well, you have to come in here and you have to let us, you know, touch your teeth and talk to you and all your stuff before we'll tell you, is madness. It's crazy. I can't believe we let them get away with it. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. You should change it to Root Canal Fund. No. It's okay. I'm not going to change it to Root Canal Fund. That's a funny idea, though. Root Canal Fund. Oh, man. But yeah, it's just very frustrating. I would vote today. Like, I would get in my car and drive to the voting booth today to make it illegal to hide your pricing on healthcare. To be able to tell customers, oh, we don't share that information until you're already in here and committed, and you know you've got other things to do with your time. You know, is a freaking trap. You can't make informed decisions if they're hiding the information. It destroys the whole idea of a capitalist market. And then we wonder why our healthcare is like the most expensive in the world. It's like, well, because they don't have to tell you how much it costs. That probably contributes somehow. Everyone in America, if they knew how much all of the healthcare costed, they would just probably shop. You know, I'll drive 30 minutes for $200 off a root canal. I would. 30 minutes for $200. That's like $400 an hour, right? So we're talking about a lot of money. And they're like, nah, we don't share that. Well, that's the whole reason why. Because another dental office is going to find out what your prices are, and they're going to go, we'll offer them $200 less on that root canal. I'm a younger doctor. I have doctor loans to pay off, and I want to compete with the first doctor, the older doctor. So I'm going to reduce my price on the root canals. I'm going to work for a little less, but I'm going to get more of the business. That's how Walmart works, right? That's how Walmart and Amazon work exactly like that. They basically just offer you the lowest prices, and it turns out that's the basis for how we shop. We just look for wherever has the lowest price. Murasaki says, hello, have you seen the new trailer of Acidic Glavenus? I have seen the gameplay for Acidic Glavenus. It didn't really tell us anything because they kept the HUD off, so we don't know anything about him still. If they had put the HUD on, maybe we would know if there was a new ailment type on him. But yeah, they intentionally kept the HUD off so we couldn't know. They also were very careful with not showing the player afflicted with anything, with any ailment or anything like that. So it kind of actually leads me to believe that there's definitely a new ailment, because maybe they want to keep the surprise. I'm not sure. On the other hand, maybe they don't want us speculating or able to confirm that it's not new. Yeah, I'm not sure. Germany regulates all those things extremely, so we have almost no corruption. Well, I wouldn't call it corruption. I would just say it's a crappy... It's actually a non-capitalistic system. It's actually bad. It's not consumer-friendly to hide the prices. So, if anything, if Germany's saying, sorry, you're not allowed to collectively hide the prices from consumers, Germany is being more friendly toward a consumer market than America is, and that is absolutely ridiculous. America is supposed to be known for that, and the idea that we're not is just so silly. Well, and maybe the argument, of course, is that, well, it's their own private business, they can do what they want with it, right? And then as the consumer, you're supposed to be able to choose, well, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But the problem is, what do you do when all the dentists have the same rule? All the dentists go, we're going to follow the other guy and not tell you the price unless you come in here. Well, then you're stuck with kind of almost a monopolistic, almost like a natural. They have a term for it. I can't remember. There's a term for it. But yeah, it would just be simpler if you change the rules for all dentists to just say, look, you have to know how much the cost of the root canal is going to be. Obviously, they know. They do really know. The whole, oh, well, we have to know your insurance, like, that's just an excuse to get the consumer to go, oh, okay, well, I'm just a stupid consumer, what do I know? It is quite literally an excuse. It's like, come on. Am I sensing demonetization? By the way, yesterday's stream was demonetized, for those that are curious. Yeah, it was demonetized. Physicians and hospitals give a lot of money to lobby politicians, so things are unlikely to change soon. Then you need to vote for politicians who say they will force hospitals to provide information on... Actually, I'm pretty sure Donald Trump just did that for hospitals, but it sounds like it hasn't been done for dentists, which I believe are treated differently from hospitals. But if I'm not wrong, some sort of executive order was made that said, well, now you have to provide the prices for all your goods on your website. And I would like to see the exact same thing done for the dentists. It should not be so complicated. They're hiding it, all of them, because they want to be able to charge you as much as they're able to charge you, rather than being forced to compete with each other, right? Like if you had to reveal how much a root canal costs, the dentist next to you can say, I'm going to charge less than that, right? And then what happens is a natural competition occurs that occurs in all marketplaces that work this way. And the dentists see, well, this is the lowest I'm willing to do this for. That's what happens. And then that dentist gets all the business. Ah! Spark says oligarchy. No, I believe an oligarchy is when you have nearly a monopoly, but it's actually a few large businesses that control the market. I don't think it would be considered an oligarchy what the dentist offices are. I could be wrong though. I'm trying to remember. I learned oligarchy a long time ago. There's oligarchy, and then the problem with the oligarchy is they become a cartel. And in economics, a cartel is when the oligarchies get together and they say, okay, we're going to set prices and we're not going to compete with each other. So that's what happens when you have an oligarchy. But essentially, that's what happens when all of the dentists say we're not going to reveal our prices. What they're saying is we're not going to allow the consumer to make decisions based on prices. In Germany, you don't have to pay for a university. Yes, you do. Man, I'm so tired of people saying that stuff. You absolutely have to pay for university. The way you pay for university is by paying higher taxes. So the university in Germany is not free. You just pay for it a different way. So instead of earning more money over your lifetime, you actually give up more of your money in the form of taxes until that education is paid for. And really what has happened is you've paid for everyone's gender study degrees and philosophy degrees and history art degrees, a whole bunch of useless degrees. You just paid for them. Instead of having more money in your pocket so that you can invest your money in a meaningful business and be successful from your own hard work. Ooh. Oh, that sucks. Nice try, everyone. I didn't even notice we were running out of lives. I was so busy talking. Eric Nascimento says, here in Brazil, they give you the price and you can go and search for the lowest price. That's precisely how it should work. It should work precisely like that, but it doesn't work like that in America right now. And it is actually extremely anti-capitalistic to allow these companies to hide their prices. It should be very quickly outlawed. Mink says, Kongalala just did a Kamehameha level drop and almost one-shot me. Kurt just says, I'm betting the other players are stressing out, not knowing that you're just chilling and talking about root canals. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Exactly. People who say, oh, well, I live in Europe and my education is free. It's not free. You do pay for it. You just pay for it in a less obvious way. You pay for it by having higher taxes. That's how you pay for it. Sheriff says, that's true. I give you that. Murasaki says, why flash? Don't flash Lunastra or else she will use Supernova. That's correct. If you flash her, she will flash you back with the Supernova. Can't believe there's still people that don't know that. Oh, we're gonna choose join quest, right? Kushaladora. How about special assignment? The legendary beast. Let's help with the legendary beast. I think that's one of the. Whoa, I'm level 723. Jesus Christ, dude! I didn't even notice that before. And I don't even play Xbox exclusively. I play all of them. Alright, grab our Dark Devourer here. We're going to grab our clusters. And then for equipment, we want to have our Rocksteady. Wow, it's sad we didn't get Lupastra there. We'll try again. Oops, we're not leaving. Dragon Ball Man Kamehameha, and it's pronounced Brap. I remember Dragon Ball. I never got into it. My actually, my younger brother did. I remember him watching all of it, and I was like, what are you wasting your time on? Because I don't know. I'm strange. I never watched a lot of television. Yeah, I never watched a lot of television, I guess. Madman says, in Germany, you have to pay tuition fee. Okay. Pay money. Let's go ahead and have the attack of large. Dual blades build nerd. Kin Manon says, dentists here display government recommended price and their price for reference. Dang, dude. See, America needs that so bad. America needs that so bad. People want to know, why do we have so much trouble with our healthcare? Why the hell can I call a dentist and they, quote, just don't know the price of a root canal? It is a freaking lie, dude. They're lying to my face. I know they are. God, dude. And if all of the dentists do it together, what am I supposed to do? God, we gotta outlaw that. That's gotta be so outlawed. Foxtrot says, at least you haven't had to deal with military dentists and healthcare. Sounds rough, Foxtrot. Dust Blackout says, can you check my build? No. Let's see. Dust Blackout has Tareth Hammer Sleep with all the stuff on it. You don't really need that extra handicraft, though. Let me say that. All right, let's get ready. Red Bravo says, I was stressed out, bro. You're just chilling talking about dental work, huh? Shows the level of skill. I was just humbled getting carded in your... Oh, I see what you're saying. So you were like trying your best to get through the run, and I'm just like... I'm just like talking about stuff casually. Yeah, I guess I've played so long, it's kind of almost passive for me. Let's go ahead and update the snack fund for Vertebreaker now. Try to give people a chance to be on screen. Thank you again, Vertebreaker. My dentist thanks you. Do dentists things in Turkey cheapest price and best service? Well, I can't go all the way to Turkey though. Is there no way to skip this? Mink says, my cousin was in the military and had his wisdom taken out, and they forgot the numbing for the first tooth, and only noticed when he started freaking. Oh yeah, we should numb him up. Play Fortnite, I dare you. Nah, we're not touching Fortnite. Hell no. Hell no. Although, isn't there like some new popular strategy game? I love strategy games. I was a huge fan of real-time strategy, StarCraft, Halo Wars, and I also played every Advanced Wars game, and I played a little bit of Fire Emblem. I just didn't enjoy it the same way. Jack Graham says, I love your content. Wouldn't be half as good as I am if it wasn't for your videos and builds. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Jack. I really appreciate it. Thanks for supporting my dentist. Profile says, root canal is not 100% cure. It can fail. My friend got root canal, waste money because a month later he must remove teeth. Would rather remove in the first place and place fake teeth. Man, you're tempting me to do it, Profile. I mean, I don't want to change my smile though, but I think it's far enough back that it might be hidden. Removing the tooth would be crazy cheaper. They will put less chemicals in my mouth, and nothing can really go wrong when you're having a tooth pulled. It's just you lose the tooth is the downside. It is a temptation. Ah! Time to cluster bomb our friend Mr. Behemoth. Was he like tired now? Mia-chan withdrew from the quest. We lost somebody. Sorry, Dust Blackout, you're gonna get flustered. Wait a second. Whoa, he's just standing here. Oh, he's gone. Alright. The guy who needed help with this character is gone, so we're going to back out as well. Mink says, Gameconomist, there's this really cool game, a monster hunting and co-op game called Dauntless. You'll probably really enjoy it. Isn't that game dead now? Does anyone still play that? That game's got to be dead. I'm actually looking in the Discord to reduce some channels, so we might get rid of the Dauntless channel coming up. ISO Doro David Doro says, guys, why isn't Zenejiva always available? I need the horns. Yeah, that's very frustrating, isn't it? But, you know, when the festival comes around, you will easily be able to get the horns, okay? And that's going to be in 2 days, so you are good. Cluster Bombs OP, look at that, 1 damage. Jack Graham says, supporting your dentist. I'm in your session anyways, but be back in 20 having food. Nice. Wait, Graham, you can't be AFK in the session. Hold on. Ooh, how do I guarantee that you're not AFK?
What's your all-time favorite fight in world? Cheers.
What's your all-time favorite fight in world? Thank you, David. All-time favorite fight in world. All-time favorite fight in world. I guess Arch-Tempered Nergigante. Yeah, and second would probably be the Behemoth or the Ancient Leshen. I think Arch-Tempered Nergigante really kind of embodies a lot of everything that made the game fun originally, Monster Hunter World. And all they did was they pumped up the difficulty by making him more complex with the movesets like the shoulder slam and but just everything's there. The turf war, dropping the boulders, controlling your crowd controls, ledge hopping's even in there, having to deal with the hot environment, breaking his parts, juggling him if you can juggle him. Everything's there. So I feel like he's really a complete package when it comes to experiences in Monster Hunter World. But Behemoth is a close second. I love his complexity and that players can play distinctive roles. I love that the fight is longer. There's a one-shotting move that requires you to learn and understand. And if you're really skilled, you can jump it, which is so cool. It's especially because you get Extreme Behemoth, who then offers a higher level of difficulty for that fight. So those two are really fun. Also, I was really pleasantly surprised with how Ancient Leshen was able to take the game and essentially make you have to rethink your builds, because he's like a zoning monster he's got a lot of long distance attacks, right? He's like a ranged monster. You know, he uses a lot of long range attacks. He teleports. He's just got a lot of unique attributes to him, and I'm actually glad that he wasn't easily soloable. I like the monsters that are difficult. The problem with Arch-Tempered Nergigante is like the other Arch-Tempered monsters, you just slap on Fortify, grab the cluster bombs, and then poof, he's gone. But that's okay. I can overlook that. It's not as big of a problem. Let's see what else people need. Good question, David. Heralds of Destruction's Cry with Defiant Shaka. How about investigations? Slay Kushala. Slay T. Oster. I could probably wipe out Teostra pretty fast. Faint one time. I'll let them play with that. Let's do Heralds of Destruction's Cry with Defiant Shaka. Gameconomist, we got a level 12 in here. We got to help him. All right. He has to post something, though. Yeah, we do. John, level 12. I'm already in this Nergigante room, so let's get the Nergigante done. Nergigante. It's not bad. What do I have for builds here? I like this. This looks good. Somebody said that they wanted to see more hammer action. Let's give them more hammer action real fast. Do friendship. Kitty, what are you doing? She climbs on my Xbox, and it's just such a bad idea, Kitty. Just going to use regular. New to your channel, and gotta say, I'm loving it. Gameconomist getting carded. Why is he says, hey, just wondering, from all the Arch-Tempered Elder Dragons, WC of them, I think he means, I don't know what the WC stands for. He says, WC of them, do you find it harder or annoying to deal with, excluding Extreme Behemoth? Screw him, law. So Arch-Tempered Nergigante is the most difficult out of the group. And then after that, I would say that Kushala de Aura is the most annoying, because he just flies a lot. And unless you're using sticky ammo, he's going to keep flying. Yeah, sticky ammo brings him down, but that's about it. Do you think the Iceborne update is going to make fighting monsters too easy? We will have to find out. Let's see. We'll just have Chef's Choice Platter. Why not? Prince Dami says, yo, how can I get in your lobby? So what you can do is check the description of the video for the session ID. Of course, you're going to have a lot of competition to get in, so the other place you can do, the other thing you can do is join our Discord server, and you can generally know ahead of time when I'm going live if you're in the Discord server. It's kind of an advantage for getting into the session. All right, let's get going. Can we get content on your cats, please? My cats. I have a fluffy, whitish, grayish cat, and then a darkish, short-haired gray cat, and they are very adorable. I do not have a smartphone, though. I do not have a phone that can take pictures of these cats. I have a very, very, very old phone, and I have never gotten rid of it. Let's update the snack fund, by the way. So is Jack Graham now? Oops. I do not know the exact conversion of what he sent. I'm going to say it's roughly $12. Yeah, I do not know currency conversions. I'm not that smart. Smart enough to know that he was generous. Let's jump down here. Jack, my dentist, thanks you. Thank you for supporting my dentist. Alright. We were dropped off in the middle of the map. Because of course we were. Any tips for Behemoth? Yes, but of course I couldn't cover them all quickly. Your best bet is to go watch my Behemoth guide. It covers a whole bunch of information. And will give you everything you need for defeating him easily. Dragon Razor says, oh whoa, what'd I miss? Everything. I was just busy talking about my love life. And then you popped in, but I'm all done. David Larson says, I agree. My favorite got to be Behemoth, though. The fights just get better and better the more skilled you get. Behemoth. Yeah, he when he came out, holy heck, he was a significant change in the quality of the game. Gameconomist, are you planning to do news videos about all the fresh information and SDCC? I could do another news video. There's so much news coming out these days for Iceborne, but really, I try to focus not just on news, but also videos that really contribute, like meaningful, like guides and stuff like that. So what my next video should be, I had a all craftable meta weapons guide coming out, but unfortunately, I guess the audio got corrupted for that, and I ended up scrapping that. The next video is going to be my favorite canteen meals. So it's going to be similar to my canteen guide, but actually it will be easier to understand than my canteen guide. It'll actually be less detailed. Yeah, it'll be less detailed, but surprising enough, sometimes that's what people need in order to understand maybe a topic that I'm teaching, which is something I always understood as a student. Because what would happen in school was teachers would become too detailed, and they didn't always realize that humans don't retain that much information when they're just audibly listening to it. So the trick was to teach the student the central idea. And some teachers were very good at understanding this, and other teachers were terrible at this. Well, this was something I always understood as a student, that you have to teach not just the details, but also the larger idea of the subject that's being taught. So with my canteen guide, I realized when I re-listened to it that I wish I had been... it's okay to be very detailed, but I wish I had been... I had made the information more efficient for people who wanted to listen to it, and that's what I've done in the next video. So there's going to be best meals at the canteen. That's coming soon. I don't know when it'll come. Probably in like 2 days, maybe 3 days. That will be my next video. Whoop, we dropped it. Try to do both. You guys do not know how hard it is to do consistent live streams and to do 20-minute videos. You gotta have crazy energy to get all this going. Because in the past, when I started my YouTube channel, it could take me like 3 days just to make one video. Now I'm doing like live streams and videos together. It's crazy. And answering everyone's questions, because I get like 100 questions a day. I wake up in the morning, and on Discord, I will have like a list of people who have messaged me, and their questions are always the same, like, will you come help me with this? Or it's like, what do you think of my build? And all I can think is like, well, I have a limited amount of time to answer these. I had somebody get mad at me once because he wanted to have like maybe a philosophical discussion. This was actually recently. And he accused me of not being interested in the subject. And I was like, no, I'm interested. I just don't have time to talk about it, quite literally. He didn't understand that. Out of his message, there were like 15 other messages to answer. Not to mention, I don't even respond to my YouTube comments anymore these days. When my channel was much smaller, I used to respond to every comment, because I had time to respond to every comment. And now I've realized I have to be more careful with my time if I want to get the content out. You know, if I want to be able to get content out on a more meaningful schedule. Prince Tommy says, thank you for everything you do. No problem, Prince. Thank you for your kind comments. Are you using focus on hammer or not? No, focus is for charge blade. It charges your files faster. It's for gun lance long shelling. You can use it to charge the shellings on a long shelling gun lance. It's for bowguns if you want the special ammo faster, which maybe in Iceborne you will. There's exceptions. Oh right, we have the temporal mantle on. We can do anything we want right now. All right. In the bowguns right now, the light bowguns have Wyvern Blast, and on the Devil's Madness I will use focus. Is he gonna let me smack him in the head? Nope. Alright, he's down. But also you have the Griffin Bazooka. I'll use like the Wyvern Snipe on it. I think I'm just hitting his horns, unfortunately. There we go. Oh, I should be careful. This mantle's about to break. I saw your video about quitting Monster Hunter, and I say you should be called TheGameconomist. Can't believe people still watch that. That's such an old video. Gameconomist too Chad to answer YouTube videos or YouTube comments. No, I'm not too Chad. Actually, I do keep an eye on them, and I will answer 1 or 2 on occasion. But at this point, you know, I might get 100 comments in a few hours, so I can't really look at all of those. But I will usually look at, so like when I'm checking up on my channel. Oh man, I jumped into it. I should have jumped away from it. I will check up on my channel and see which videos are doing well, and I'll also be able to see like the latest few comments for those videos, and then I'll respond to 1 or 2 just for fun. Just for fun. Ah, I missed it. Focus works on hammer charge attacks, I think. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. No, it don't. Even if it does, you definitely don't need it. I don't need it. I'm pretty sure it does not work on hammer charge attacks. But again, if it did, you definitely wouldn't need it. Because what people use... Oops, I didn't mean to eat that. What people use on the hammer is the attack combo from the first charge. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, he got me. I'm okay, though. I'm okay as long as he doesn't immediately attack me right now. God damn, Teostra. I'm just trying to heal. Let me heal, damn it. Alright, these guys are going to be big ooga booga with each other. Look at that heavy 72 damage. Look at this. Poo poo pee pee. Poo poo pee pee. Thank you. Minx with the most important dialogue here. Totally new, could be more than 9.9 as the last time I checked. Do you stream on Twitch? I do not. I've had a lot of people tell me they would like me to. I've thought about it, but like I don't know what the point would be other than to give stream my money, I guess. Or not stream, Twitch. I could give Twitch tons of money. Chris Sanders says, Gameconomist, best hammer and build without Terreth Sleep. Diablo Shatter. And then after Diablo Shatterer, the Devil Joe Hammer. Dual blade users are triggered. Saw that comment. Dang it, Archtemper Nergi, I just killed my team. Dang it. What the frick? What do we got? Rocksteady's coming in next. He gonna spin, but will he win? He might actually. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I'm good. Ask me if it surprises me that Nergigante spins and also that he wins. No, it does not. That's your answer. Diablo's hammer is the best for you. Brr, brr, brr. Come on, man. Come on. Boink. Alrighty. Smack the heck out of this guy. We haven't broken one horn on his head. People must be avoiding the head. You should have gone for the head. Oh, there's that charge attack. He got Adric. Damn, that move's dangerous. He still got me with that? I was ready for it and everything. I must have just timed it wrong. Let's run away from him a little bit. What happened to D Live, the other streaming platform? Yes, so I wanted to stream on D Live. I still believe in streaming on another platform like D Live because I don't want to rely only on YouTube. The problem is Stream Live is still such a new site. It really doesn't have any audience. So it's suffering from the same problem any new service has, where it's like you're competing with the big dogs like YouTube and Twitch. And you know, I think D Live is great for a streamer like PewDiePie, who has millions of subscribers, so it doesn't really matter where he streams. He's always going to be able to bring a large community with him. But for me, it actually matters that people see when I go live, and people do not see when I go live on DLive. So it was kind of a simple matter of performance. DLive was not performing very well. I still like DLive because it gives you 100% of the cut of the donations. YouTube, the thing is with YouTube, when you make a donation through the super chats, YouTube actually takes a whole 30% of that. Can you believe it? 30%. Twitch takes 50. Twitch takes 50%, which is why if you're looking to make a donation and you don't want to just pay Google, what you should be doing is you should be using the link, the Streamlabs link in the description of the video. This is what makes the shekel pop up, and when you use that, I actually do receive 100% of the donations. Antonio Molina says, now is the time your channel will grow a lot more because of the event pre-Iceborne and people wanting help, but also the sweet content that people will be looking at vids more. Ooh, woo. Yeah, actually my channel's been going through crazy growth. Did you know that I picked up like 400 subs in one day? Man, that's like crazy numbers. Is great. And then, you know, it's not always going to be that way, I'm sure. Some days I might have not so much growth. But it's very cool, it's very humbling. And I'm enjoying it. How could you not? Oh my gosh, this guy. I can't believe I came back from food and got straight back in. That's pretty good luck. I agree, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brrr. How many lives do you guys think we have left? I'm not even paying attention, to be honest. Looking forward for that Uwu clan. Hell yeah, Uwu clan. Oh, I don't have Crystal Burst. Alright, so oops, I didn't mean to eat that. We'll go ahead and put on Rocksteady Mantle. Help me, I bought Monster Hunter World on Xbox for Iceborne and I'm HR 12. Oh, you're the HR 12, okay. Yeah, maybe we will give you a hand then. That sounds like a good idea. Do you visit the Monster Hunter World Reddit? Every now and then I'll go and take a look at it. Honestly, I think that the Reddit's a little snobby, so I actually don't spend too much time on it. It could just be my perception. You know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm sure there's actually plenty of nice people on the Reddit. But yeah, the times I've gone there has been actually pretty toxic, so I don't go to the Monster Hunter Reddit anymore. I still like GameFAQs, though. I like the GameFAQs website. I actually think if you're looking for like a neutral website community where you can talk to people about Monster Hunter World, I would much rather go to GameFAQs. And there's people there who are kind of elitist and toxic there as well. But you don't have this ridiculous like up-down voting system to let people like upvote, downvote. I mean, it's not just me who thinks this. There's actually a lot of the people I've known have talked about how bad it is, and I just completely agree with them. Completely agree with them. They talk about how maybe they'll post a speed run and then everyone will do nothing but complain and make, you know, hate on them, and it's just like, Jesus God Christ, man. You don't hear about that quite as much on GameFAQs, but there's, you know, there's some people on GameFAQs every now and then. It's just the nature of being online, honestly. But Reddit is just so much that it's like, it's not even worth my time. I wanted to like Reddit. I think it's the design of the website, honestly. I think people get really competitive with those likes, the up, down, and down votes. They think like, oh, I'm going to punish this guy because I don't like him. You know, something like that. And it just gets really lame. If you don't agree with like a popular opinion, you're going to get downvoted, right? That kind of stuff. People fishing for... Yeah, I even felt it myself. When I was posting on Reddit, back when I actually used the Reddit, you know, I felt myself wanting to change the way I phrased things so that I would appeal to people and not upset anyone. I felt myself doing that, and I just kind of realized, like, man, that's a crappy way to participate in a community, to always be scared that people are going to downvote your stuff and make you look stupid because they don't like it or disagree with it or whatever the case is. Let's give him... Have we gotten a KO from him yet? To be honest, I think your channel has the most growth out of all the Monster Hunter World channels I've seen so far. Sweet! I like to hear that. Antonio Molina says, I haven't looked into it, but do you know if you share your equipment and inventory if you make another character? Since you... No, you do not. I'm pretty sure you do not. Alright, we're gonna smack him one time while he's going to sleep here. That's the sleep ammo. Oh, somebody woke him up right away. Wasn't me. That's a sad. He got me. Allurvera says I hate GameFAQs. The Monster Hunter Reddit is quite friendly. Well, I haven't been there in a while. Well, I read the news on the Monster Hunter Reddit. Don't get me wrong on that, but I haven't actually participated in the community in a long time. Yeah, I think, honestly, though, maybe it's a different experience for you. The problem is, when I go to Monster Hunter World Reddit, people actually know who I am, right? So people are, oh, that's the Gameconomist. And then all of a sudden, it becomes an opportunity to let everyone know whether you hate or like the Gameconomist. And for me, that's just not a very good experience. I could go there as an anonymous user, but it's like, that's not how I am. I'd much rather be myself. Quatrab says, I saw there were a lot of hateful people on GameFAQs toward you. Yeah, it's because very early on, there was an argument going on between me and another guy. And he played a lot of Monster Hunter, and he's like what you might call a Monster Hunter veteran. And I was disagreeing with him on a subject. And, it was a big autistic debate between him and me. And essentially, I told him I don't really care how long he'd play the game, and that doesn't really affect my opinion on things. What affects my opinion is if you can present a convincing argument. And I think I got him real mad when I said that. He was like, oh, I can't believe that you do not believe I'm awesome for playing the game a whole bunch. And it's like, nope, because not just Monster Hunter World, but I've been gaming for so long, for like 20 years. It's always nice when somebody plays a game for a long time. I actually do have respect for that. But if you're going to use it as a premise of your argument, to me, that's not a good premise. And I was trying to explain that to him, but, like I said, it was a big autistic argument. And then, of course, he has a number of friends, and were mad at me. And it actually turned out they weren't even playing the game as much as me. So there was a point where we actually shared our World Guild cards. And it turned out that I had been playing the game much more than they were, the World, not the other games. And the main argument, of course, was whether or not you should use the Kirin Hunting Horn on Kirin. Their argument was that, well, it has a lower raw damage. Hunting Horns don't deal good elemental damage. My argument was that if you bring the Kirin Horn against Kirin, you receive Thunder Resist Large, and you receive Divine Protection as well. Back then, when the game had launched, I don't know if you guys remember this. Some of you guys might be new, but when the game launched, like, no randoms could beat Tempered Kirin. It was like impossible. And that was natural because a lot of people were learning the game. Most people did not understand Health Boost. Most people did not understand Divine Protection as a skill. They didn't have it unlocked. They didn't have upgraded armor, augmented armor, none of that stuff. So people were struggling so hard to defeat Tempered Kirin for the first time. And they didn't know his moveset. They didn't know his weaknesses. And the funny thing is, I was maining Hunting Horn at the time, and I was totally beating him. I was actually defeating him because what I was doing was I was giving the team Thunder Resist extra large, or large or extra large, whatever it is, and I was giving the team Divine Protection, and they were just managing to survive long enough to defeat him. So I presented that argument in GameFAQs, and they shot me down so hard. They're like, no, you should never use that weapon. And I was like, well, it's working for me. And then it was just back and forth from there for like, 100 hours. Got super like, right, it turned into that. Oh, no! Did we just lose? This is every arch-tempered fight, I swear. Every arch-tempered fight, I swear. But anyways, I feel like the fight turned very personal. And then from there on, those guys just hated me. And I was a guy with a small YouTube channel, and they just hated on me. And the funny thing is, there was a point where I was working with these not live streamers, speedrunners. One guy's name was Sha, and the other guy's name was in Korean, and it translates to Arianda. And they were working with me. I was posting their speedruns and doing commentaries of it. And those guys on GameFAQs were like spreading lies about me, saying, oh, I stole the content. It was absolutely fabricated lies. Because those people, of course, if I was stealing their content, could immediately claim it, but also because I had all the evidence, all the private messages that showed I was actually, what I was doing was I was splitting revenue with them, so I would get half for doing the commentary, and also because they get to post it to my channel, which was larger than theirs. And then they would also get all of the exposure, but also half of the revenue as well for providing the speedrun, and they were totally down with this. They did it multiple times with me, and they loved it. But yeah, suddenly on GameFAQs, there were these pretty heavy lies about me, basically stealing content. It was just like, it made me roll my eyes, but honestly, I've been on GameFAQs for so long, it didn't really bother me, because I've seen it all before on GameFAQs. It's just, That's just the nature of GameFAQs sometimes. People are real nasty over there, but it's not the whole community, and I'm sure it's that way on Reddit as well. But the thing I'm really liking about GameFAQs over Reddit is that on GameFAQs you don't have the upvote, downvote system. Really a big fan of that. The downvote system on Reddit, I feel like that is the worst part of it. Okay, and nowadays I wouldn't recommend the Kieran hunting horn to fight Kieran, but that's because everybody has upgraded armor. We know that you can use sticky ammo and light bowgun on Kieran, but back then, I just given the circumstances, it was working. You know, it was working real well. The Monster Hunter subreddit is full of people who witch hunt others constantly and mentally break you. My experience with the Monster Hunter community has been entirely toxic. I've been doxxed and threatened. Yeah, actually, it's surprisingly elitist for a game that has no PvP, right? Like, people were mad because, well, essentially the argument with this Kieran Hammer or hunting horn was that I was able to finish the match. And this was really nice because people were struggling to finish. And you had a limited number of tempered investigations that you could use. And yeah, so it was actually really nice. Should we go for this one? Dumlo? Let's see. What do we got in events? Heralds of Destruction cry, nose for an eye. Let's help them with this. So what was I saying? Yeah, so basically the heart of their argument is that, well, that's not optimized damage. That was the heart of their argument. And it was the very beginning of my experience with the Monster Hunter world where people get mad at you for not taking 100% damage or for saying something like, I want some defense on my build, or maybe you just don't understand something. So one of the things that happened with my channel early on was I did make mistakes like with the builds. Actually, even later on, I was just, you know, these were simple mistakes. I didn't mean to make them. Or maybe I was misinformed on something. But the level of anger and hate from people, they treated it like I was the devil. You know, to them, it was almost like a religion of anger. You know, they were so addicted to being mad at me. And I feel like a part of it might have been because my YouTube channel was always doing really well. So here you had these guys they had small YouTube channels too. I had a small YouTube channel. Some of these guys had small YouTube channels as well. And we were all kind of growing, you know, at different rates. And they would look over at me and I would say something that might have been untrue or misinformation. But my channel was growing quickly and theirs was not. And then they would get so mad at me. They would get so angry. And it was just like, why don't you ask for me to do a collab with you? Why don't they, you know, they should have just done that. Or they, you know, well, you get the idea essentially. In the end, I still use GameFAQs, I still use Reddit, and I prefer GameFAQs over Reddit because I don't like Reddit's downvote system. Wow, man, I can talk a lot. Dante Lon says, Gameconomist, do you use 4chan? Lol. I've been to 4chan like maybe years ago. Other than that, I almost absolutely do not go to 4chan at all. I mean, I've used it like one time in my whole life. How much thunder resist does the song give? Well, actually, you know, it's funny, TR Tom. I did a test on it, and it actually gives quite a bit of defense against thunder damage. But the problem is, with it having thunder being the element, the damaging element on it, it's ironically bad to use against thunder monsters. Yes, I don't know why the developers made it that way. They must have done it on purpose. What am I joining? I'm joining Nergigante. I feel like there is a small percentage of dickheads of Reddit that go out of their way to shit talk people, but as a whole, I think the Monster Hunter World subreddit are friendly. Let's go ahead and depart. Yeah, I would feel like that is a correct assessment. But once again, guys, so for me, I go into the Reddit or the GameFAQs as myself. So people know who I am, and they don't. I don't get treated like somebody who's just anonymous. I actually get beat up a lot. By the way, let's update the snack fund for David Larton. Yeah, it was a negative experience, I would say, but at the same time, it doesn't actually affect whether or not I use the services. The reality is, I have such a large community of my own that I rarely actually need to go to GameFAQs or Reddit, because there's so many people talking to me on a daily basis. I actually get the news pretty quickly. Like, everybody was like, did you see Acidic Glevinus? They have a new... Well, guess what? I actually knew about that early on in the day, because I got like 3 messages from people who are like, did you see the new Glevinus? So, you know, I don't actually have to go to Reddit and GameFAQs so often for my news anymore. Frankie says, it's your silky smooth voice and catering to the new players that has made you blow up. I would argue that it's not even necessarily new players. It's just players, you know? The idea that only new players need to use health boost is so ridiculous. People who tell you, oh man, this is the best weapon because look, we made this build with 0 health boost, and this is the best build and the most damage. When people tell you this, they're not doing you any, in my opinion, for somebody who's played the game for a very long time now, they're not doing you any favors when they do that, because the game's actually challenging enough, and health boost is actually efficient toward your defense enough that you should just always be taking health boost. And you know, that's an opinion. You could say, well, why don't you just get hit by another moves? It's like, well, that's what a speedrunner might do. Oh, I thought he had me there. I climbed up on the ledge. That's what a speedrunner might do. But if you're just playing like I'm playing right now, I'm not going to like quit every 2 seconds to restart when I make a mistake. We got to win this or lose this. That's all there is to it. And that's how the vast majority of people play, especially in multiplayer, right? And I enjoy the multiplayer aspect of the game. Not everyone just wants to play solo. Some people want to play solo, and some people want to be speedrunners. And that's great, but like for people who are playing multiplayer or playing the game not just to get the greatest times in the world, but just to play and get consistent wins, health boost is such an obvious required skill on all builds. All weapon balancing should be based around also having health boost on your builds. And this is like one of those things where, and then people will say, well, you're appealing to the casuals. It's like, am I, or am I just appealing to normal everyone, right? Speedrunners are such a small group, in my opinion, that you can make the argument that you're the one missing out on the regular audience when you strictly appeal to them. And those are just my thoughts. Also, it is useful to know speedrun information. Speedrunners find out all kinds of interesting things. And I always appreciate that. I actually like the speedrunners more than any. If I had to tell you who I liked most in the community, is the speedrunners who actually produce the best results. So there are speedrunners, and there are speedrunners who get the world records, and I have a lot of respect for those guys. They actually teach all the other speedrunners what the actual meta is because they have an undefeatable time. So there's a lot of speedrunners, and then there's speedrunners who actually change the meta because they've discovered something. And this is where all of us, you know, informative YouTubers get our information from them primarily. You know what I mean? And we sound very smart, but it's really all about those speedrunners. And if I could actually bring more attention to them, I would. But then again, you know, if I were to ever use their content with their permission or not, I'd probably just be accused of stealing their content once again, as I've got so much of my own content I can make that I don't even need to go through all that drama. Listen to me, man. I am a chatty Nancy today. Gameconomist needs to breathe when he talks. It is true. It is true. Isadora David Doro says, I'm an old Monster Hunter fan, and World isn't bad, it is still a hard game. Yeah, they definitely introduced much harder fights near the end, like Arch-Tempered Nergigante. Can't wait to farm the greatest Jagras quest for jewels. Hell yeah. Jaggy Daddy. I love having anti-stun health boost in my build. Smack him on the arms here. Oh. Health boost makes your overall hunts go faster because you spend less time carting and Alt-4Fing. Speedrunner are the important part of the community, so the game should balance around them. The rest get good. Hear that, guys? Smack. Let's grab some honey. But I actually agree that the game should be balanced around speedrunners. I would actually like the game's difficulty to be shifted so that even the best speedrunners have about a 50% win rate, and this should be the top difficulty challenge for the monsters in the game. So they should win, like not on a speed run, but I mean like I'm doing everything I can to survive and defeat this monster, right? So if they were using kind of like this quality build with health boost, even they would still only win about 50% of the time. I think that should actually be the difficulty of the end game monsters, proper difficulty, not difficulty where it's more a competition of, well, we've trivialized this monster and now we're seeing who can defeat him in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Which is currently how it is. Arch-Tempered Nergigante is so easy for the speedrunners that they're all trying to get 5-minute runs on him, right? I would prefer Arch-Tempered Nergigante to be so difficult that they can't even beat him. That would be my preference for the difficulty. But of course, that has to be leveled out with plenty of monsters who aren't that difficult, you know what I mean? Fritz Peter! Woo! Thank you, man, for becoming a member. There he is. Look at that Shuckle. Doesn't that Shuckle look nice? Big fan of Shuckle, by the way, guys. Always was. Always was. For people who don't know what a membership is, it works exactly the same way as a Twitch subscribe. Fritz is supporting my channel, and he gets a green name, access to exclusive emotes. Ever see the Speedrunner Morales? I probably have. I've seen a lot of speedrunners. It's hard to remember all of their names. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for the speedrunners, and especially the speedrunners who are setting world records. Those guys are doing the Lord's work. Oh, let's run this way. I wouldn't want monsters too difficult. That sounds JK fun. Gameconomist, you should definitely get in contact with top tier speedrunners like TSC, Acantor X, MHW, such a nice people, love their content. Woo! How do you guys get your augment stones? I've only gotten one. Do quests that give you augments. Quests that have the purple rewards will give you augment stones. Especially Elder Dragons. Use a shiny shuckle for memberships versus regular shuckle for donation. I was thinking of doing a shiny shuckle for donations of certain size, but I have not updated that in a while. It's actually harder than you think to get that. Maybe I'll hire somebody to do it for me. How can I chat on the Discord? You would simply join the Discord, and then you can chat in it. Who better for gem farming, lava fish or Jagras? In my opinion, lava fish, and there's a reason for that. So you will get more of the worn face stones with the Jagras. You will get more warped face stones with lava seas. And the thing is, in my opinion, all of the most valuable and hardest to unlock decorations, they're the ones with the incredibly low drop rates. So you want to have more warped face stones, and if you just focus on those. It's the nature of unlocking decorations. So for me, it took like 2,000 hours to unlock all the decorations. I'm sorry, it took 2,300 hours to unlock all the decorations. Because essentially what happens is, even when you're getting warped face stones, you get a lot of like low value decorations, ones that have higher drop rates. And the ones that have the lowest drop rates are pretty much the bottleneck for you finishing your decoration collection. Yeah, they're like a bottleneck. And you end up having the most trouble finishing those bottlenecks and not really the other decorations. So if you focus now primarily, in my opinion, on the warped face stones, you're most likely to get those bottlenecks done. And in the meantime, the slightly less rare decorations will fill out anyways. But you could make an argument where if you wanted to get the slightly less decorations done first, that you should probably do Great Jagras. I've heard arguments that Lavasia takes longer than Great Jagras, but actually if you study the speedruns, they don't. They're roughly the same speed. OG Omiatra says, hey, my character got deleted and I'm only HR 27 now, grinding for 30, used to be 80. Want to help me kill regular behemoth for a speed kill? I know all the mechanics. Sure, if you post it. Try to post it around the time I'm done with this Arch-Tempered Nergigante. Man, how many times have I fought this guy? He gonna spin. Ah, that reached me? Please don't jump on me. Alright, we're fine. What craftable bowgun should I use on the Greatest Jackers quest if I don't have the Glutton Heavy Bowgun? Probably, you could use a fire ammo light bowgun. Do you have a fire ammo light bowgun? Who would that be? That would be the Lunastra Blaze, I believe, right? Yeah, you could use the Lunastra Blaze to do fire ammo. Alternatively, if you don't have Lunastra Blaze, you can use Devil's Madness and go for spread ammo as well for there. Oh right, we have the Rocksteady Mantle on. Nice. Sometimes I let go of that charge because I'm like, maybe he'll turn around. And sometimes he actually does. Can we get a roll? Oh, hell yeah. Aerial attack. He's trying to get away. Making shrimp cocktail tonight. Also, what's your thoughts with shrimp cocktail? Also, I gotta agree on the voice and nice classic music made me subscribe to you. It's calming. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed the classic music. I only recently experimented with that, although I've known about it for a long time, because there was a channel I used to enjoy called Revian, and he would use classical music, and I was like, oh, that's so nice. I'm a big fan of classical music. I listen to it all the... Oh, there we go. That's too bad. We'll never get him, guys. We'll never get him. Right in the blagongas. Oh, dear. Oh, dearie dear. Actually, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I'm getting crazy good at fighting Arch-Tempered Nergigante, because he is starting to never kill me. He is starting to never kill me. Just a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I got distracted. What was his question? Right. So I really enjoyed Revian's use of classical music, and I think I've done it myself before in the past on my Dark Souls videos, but I haven't done it in the Monster Hunter videos except for those recent counter builds that did really well. King of Night says, when is your next PlayStation 4 stream? Well, we did one last night. We could do another one soon. We're always close to doing another stream on each of the consoles, to tell you the truth. I just try to rotate between them. La Kadashi Hunter says, every video I watch of yours just proves to me how bad I am at the game. You'll get better. It's all just practice. It's really just practice in the end. It's all just practice in the end. Let's see who's got a quest. We have an optional quest. Trespassing Troublemaker. Ah, that's with John. Let's join John. Get back to PC. PC. I do like the PC a lot. It's so sweet. It's just too bad that their content is behind on the PC. What a sad situation. Grab our Devour item loadout. Would you consider to call yourself as a hammer main instead of bowgun main? It's so hard to say at this point. I mean, I guess I try to main everything, but some weapons I'm clearly better at, right? And at this point, it's obvious that hammer is one of those. Where's my guild card? Where's the hammer? You can see that the hammer is 470. It's actually lower than the lance. Just think about that. And my hunting horn is 901, and my light bowgun is 851, and my heavy bowgun is 1540. So no, I would probably just argue that I use a lot of the weapons, and that hammer has become one of my weapons that I've become skilled at. Just another weapon I've become skilled at. So that's what I would say. I don't necessarily main anything. I guess I like the hammer, though. That's the thing. I really like the aerial attacks on the hammer, and I like the big chunky attacks as well. Antonio says, is Mr. Video Editor finishing the hammer Arch-Tempered Nergigante counter build, and how? Okay, so actually that's going to be a video that I edit myself, and I might release it tomorrow morning. I know exactly what you're talking about, so I might have that out tomorrow morning. Firefree says, are jokes relating Monster Hunter World Elite to Roman generals and the benefits they got considered PC or not okay for YouTube? Monster Hunter World Elite to Roman generals and the benefits they got considered... I guess if you're asking the question, I suspect it's not PC. Sal Cruz says, where's the merch? I'm a beta male t-shirt, cold body pillow, and the bath water. Beta male. Beta. He a beta male. You're so right, though, Saul Cruz. I need to do merchandise, and the problem is I just wake up in the morning, and I work so hard on my channel. Live streams, I work on videos, commentary, and then the day has already gone by, and my wife is ready to eat dinner together for like a few hours, and then I just go right back to work with the late night stream. So I need to work on the merchandise, but it's like I'm so busy, I just never do. Because I'm so busy enjoying the game, honestly, but it's like I'm supposed to work on the merchandise to make more money, right? Supposed to work on that merchandise so I can make decent money on this job. Minx is like, I like them big. I like them chunky. That was such a good meme when it came out. So who are we fighting? We're fighting Anjanath, right? Let's catch up to these guys. The weapon you like the most will be your main, in my opinion. Okay, let me see. It just depends on the activity, though, because the heavy bowgun is so good when it comes to grinding, thanks to the cluster bombs. It just rolls right through everything. But maybe when they nerf that, it will no longer be so popular for me, and maybe I will be a hammer main if that's your description of maining a weapon. But like the sticky ammo too, I love sticky ammo so much, and the Griffin Bazooka is so good at the Wyvern Snipe and the Wyvern ammo. There's so much I like about the heavy bowguns, really, and the Glutton heavy bowguns, so good. You know what I mean? All right, John, you're about to get blown away. We're just gonna wipe this guy out. Oh, I missed. I mained that Xbox controller. Your mom is too good. What gamma sets would you say are worth getting before Iceborne? Well, the problem is none of them probably. My guess is when Iceborne comes out, all of the gamma sets will become immediately irrelevant. So if your question is which armor set will help me through Iceborne, it's very difficult to say whether any of the sets will actually be useful, because it could just be the case that Capcom decided, well, the moment they play this game, all the old meta is going to become immediately irrelevant. Sorry, John, you didn't stop me. Oh, darn. I was going to use that launch to reload the weapon. They actually did nerf clusters for Iceborne by having the amount you can bring into a hunt. They might still be very strong, though. Like, that's the thing. The cluster bombs now are extremely strong. We'll have to see what happens with the heavy bowguns in the future, though, because they're definitely going to change, right? Poor John. Poor Bobby. Rip Dinosaur. LMAO, Dark Devour's putting in work. Oh, there he goes. Ree! Get out of here, Raytheon. That's even your real name. Well, no more speedruns. Behemoth on Ice B then. Haha. Calvin says that's kind of daunting though. I don't know what you're referring to. The problem is the slow sheet thing. I can't dodge heavy arch temper Nergigante attacks. Yeah, that's true. Nerfed damage, amount you can carry, and how they're shot. Shots in a weird arc so you can't trip as well. Interesting. That is interesting. Well, I'm glad though, because really it's just going to shift the heavy bowgun meta toward different ammo, and I think that was actually really necessary, because cluster bombs were too strong and annoying. Alright, there we go. Easy. Easy money, everyone. 8 minutes. That was still kind of long. Da-da! What do you guys want to talk about? How much time we got left? Oh, we're good. Yeah, what do you guys want to talk about? I'll talk about anything you guys want to talk about. That's how it goes. When anything goes, you don't got to talk about Monster Hunter World. You can talk about anything you want. You can ask me any question. All I need is my energy drink, so I stay talkative. Do you have any good DPS for Greatsword builds I can use? Yes. There's really just one primary build that is pretty much the best build in the game. You're using the Wyvern Ignition Impact Greatsword. Okay? Let me show you real fast. In my case, I put health boost on it because why would you skip health boost unless you were speedrunning? Where is it? Is this it? I think this is it. Okay, we're going to finish Vitality, actually. Alright, so this is the build. 45% affinity. You get Focus, Max Might 2. This is pretty much the best greatsword build in the game, but for certain fights you might tweak it, you know? Certain fights. Hope you screenshotted that. Light upon the river's gloom. Pukey ambush. Win D. A visitor from Eorza. We're going to do a visitor from Eorza. For someone who is into efficiency, have you ever played Rocket League? No, I've heard about it. I've not played it. I've not even watched gameplay for it, unfortunately. They shouldn't nerf cluster, but instead make spare shot work like it used to, where instead of just getting a free bullet, it pulled from your reserve. Well, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. But then that would be a nerf to Wyvern ammo as well. Today I killed my first Arch-Temper Nurgi. It was tough, but I did it. Gameconomist, what build is the best for Charge Blade? Ooh, for Charge Blade, huh? It depends on what monster you're fighting, because you might be doing a raw damage Charge Blade build with the Diablos Charge Blade or the Terratorn Charge Blade, or you might be using something like the Ice Kiar Ice Charge Blade, depending on what you're fighting. Oh, okay, I'm going to go for Moxie then. Actually, we'll take the Elemental Resist up large. Heavenly Waffle says, what kind of session is this? This is an anything goes session. I just join people who need help, and that's it. Simple as that. Simple as that. Oh, I see. He hasn't started up yet. Mink says, Wyvern? Cluster was designed to deal heavy damage against the monster after it tripped KO'd. It is just too strong and get to main ammo type. Yeah, one of the problems I see with the cluster bombs is that they pretty much compete with the Wyvern ammo on the heavy bowgun. In fact, if you entirely got rid of the cluster bombs or you entirely got rid of the Wyvern ammo, I mean, you would just use the other, right? You haven't really lost anything. Firefree says, if you were offered a job out of state, how much would it need you to pay to take it and move? Not much. Yep, I'm all about getting more money. If you're a young Firefree, well, it's not even if you're young. If you're competitive enough, you'll take the pay raise and you'll move. Make sure you've calculated cost of living and everything, though, because if cost of living it turns out not in your favor, then it doesn't make any sense. Dr. Klebnes says, raw charge blade, because I don't have QR Ice, unfortunately. On a raw charge blade build, you're going to need artillery, really important for damage, and then you're going to need the capacity boost skill. You can get this from a decoration, however, if you don't have the decoration, there is a high metal coil that will give it to you, as well as, I believe, Dodogama Greaves. So you get artillery, you get capacity boost. You want the focus skill, which you can get from the Damascus chest piece. You can see my character right now is wearing that Damascus chest piece. And the focus skill is going to help you charge your files faster when you're attacking with the sword. After you get those parts of your build, really it's a matter of how much defense and how much offense do you want. Because you can use your remaining slots to build weapon damage on your character. Just keep in mind, weakness exploit is OP, and you don't need crit boost 1 until about affinity 60%. So you'll go for weakness exploit, you'll go for max might. You might need guard up in order to block certain moves. It depends on the monster you're fighting. And a lot of people recommend taking 1 level of guard in order to take advantage of the guard point that you can use with the weapon is a form of guarding and then being able to attack quickly after that particular kind of guard. So 1 level of guard, 1 level of guard up is typically found on charge blade builds. And then finally, again, you just go for like melee damage. So you could go weakness exploit and then max might, or you could try to, it just depends on what you have. So like, you know, it depends on what charms and what armor pieces. Ooh. Got him. Ooh, I missed the roll. Woo! Not even close. Sucker. Not even close. Did you guys know I have a solo of the Behemoth with the Greatsword? It's pretty bad, but it's nice too, having it done. It is a bad solo. Oh, God dang it. I turned too much. I didn't realize his arm was going to be so high up. Oh, don't you hate it when you just barely miss? Arch-tempered Kotaroth is easy after you get used to it. That's right, she's actually very easy. After you know all the rules for fighting her. Oh, right, actually, flash pods are useful for this. I'm so terrible. Do you think the new Batwoman series is going to be good? Why or why not? New Batwoman series. Is that the one that's super feminist? Oh, snap. Alright, I'm in trouble. If it's the one that's like, I don't want a man taking credit for my work or whatever, is going to be more SJW trash, just like half of television these days. Not just television, but like 90% of Hollywood is just politics disguised as art. Politics disguised as entertainment. Oh, we can drop this. Oh, wait a second. Wrong thing there. God. Here we go. We'll just pick up the crystal burst. Do you have any tips for beginning bowgun users? Learn to manage your ammo. Learn to craft ammo. This is a vital skill for all bowgun users. And then the primary skills for most bowguns is going to be spare shot and ammo up. Okay? So spare shot, ammo up, learn to craft new armor. Ming says, yes, lesbian bat women with attitude and daddy issues. Yeah, it's going to be trash. Is probably not going to do that well, and then she's probably going to blame it on the patriarchy. So that's all I can say. If people still don't understand that politics is not necessarily storytelling, right? Storytelling is storytelling. Propaganda is propaganda. So we want good storytelling, and you could try to put your propaganda in there, but ultimately you have to have good storytelling. So people are going to have politics in their movies, and they're going to be like, why does nobody like it? And it's because your production value and your storytelling is terrible, and nobody cares about your character, and it's very annoying. So that's probably what's going to happen with that show, because every time you see a super political show, they care a lot about the politics and not about the story. Or you have some like weird main actress, and she's like, I have a cause. Capcom should give us female sliders, if you know what I mean. No, I don't. Stealing a man's work, the irony, LMAO. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about, because she ironically uses all of Batman's stuff. Yeah, she ironically uses all the Batman stuff. It's like they're racing to see how dumb their ideas could be. It's like, how fast can you become annoying? What's he gonna do? Are we going to cheese him? Has anyone brought up Kyo-Ani situation? I don't actually know that one. Kyo-Ani situation. Yeah, I don't know that one. I would look it up on Google, but we are in the middle of the behemoth hunt, so I'm going to help with that. Oh, right, he's mounted. I'm safe. There's nothing that's going to happen. Ah, darn. Come on, man. Do you have to do something to actually be able to post on the Discord? You shouldn't. You should just be able to get into the Discord and immediately post. Let me know if that's not the case, because it's supposed to be the case. Nice. We got the tail for 500 damage. There goes the tail. Easy streak, guys. Once the tail's gone, he is easy. Wow. This guy makes Extreme Behemoth look like a joke. Well, let me repeat. Let me rephrase that. Extreme Behemoth makes this guy look like a joke, because Extreme Behemoth is actually much more difficult. Ko-Ani equals Kyoto Animation Studio. Yes. So basically, guys, it got burnt down. They some crazy guy burnt down the studio, and it's sad. It's very sad, actually. And that's what you get. You get crazy people, and they decide, hey, rather than dealing with my crazy psycho problems by myself, I've got to go kill a bunch of people. It's like the history of the whole human race right there. What are you going to do, like ban gasoline? You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to stop a guy like this? Alright, I hope you all get behind a meteor. I can't because I'm tremored. Oh my god, I'm going to die from tremor. We lost Adric. No, Adric! What are your expectations about the upcoming Monster Hunter movie? It's going to be trash. The moment I found out that it was oh, what if they were in our universe and our military didn't know what to do about it? The moment I heard about that, I was like, why did you decide on such a terrible, overused movie trope? Give us an original movie like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, all the movies that are famous, Harry Potter, right? Although Harry Potter, you could argue, was it's an our universe thing, but there was no like British military involved, you know what I mean? It wasn't about the British military. They stuck to Hogwarts, right? So they should have done that with Monster Hunter World. They didn't because, I don't know, maybe it would be taking too big of a risk. I have no idea, but they did a whole, oh man, our military is going to meet the crazy monsters, just like the Sonic movie does. The Sonic movie's doing that. They're like, you know what if the US military had to deal with the Sonic? It's just like, what if actually you gave Sonic an interesting story instead of talking about how the US military deals with Sonic? So they're doing that with Monster Hunter World, the movie. I think is a big mistake. I think that is going to be a big CGI cluster frick, and that's going to be primarily what it's about, which it could still be fun. I'm going to watch it either way. I guarantee you I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to give it a movie review. Maybe I'll turn it into a video, and it's probably going to be hot garbage. Of course, part of the problem is when I review movies, just about 99% of all movies are hot garbage. I hate going to the movie theaters. So take my word with a grain of salt. I don't like movies. I like very few movies. Movies are stinky. Movies are pee pee poo poo, just like Mink's saying right now. Pee pee poo poo. I don't know why. I have a lot of trouble with movies, enjoying them. Is from the Resident Evil director and his waifu, mediocre at best. Expect the worst. Yeah. Why did they give it to him? I don't understand. I guess it's because they've had him work on Resident Evil, so that makes sense. But it's like, come on, man. How well did the Resident Evil series do, really? It didn't do that well. Did people even remember that was a thing? Somebody was watching it. Somebody's watching it and hearing me say all this, and they're like rolling their eyes right now. But it's like, it's just my opinion. We're all entitled to our own opinion, so you don't have to like it. I certainly didn't. Dang, dude, I'm not getting any damage on this guy. Unlike Monster Hunter, Sonic does have a bit of a premise in its media in doing the fish out of water military thing. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, Monster Hunter World, the movie, is just kind of like, what was even the point of having the whole military at all? It didn't seem like it was necessary, even a little bit, to the actual plot. It's like, oh no, there's monsters, but also the US military is here. Oops, early roll. Why don't you have a smartphone? Great question, John Victor. So when I was really young, I didn't really care too much about phones. My two older sisters did, and one of my sisters gave me her phone, and that is the phone I use today because I never needed to, I don't know, like look at Imgur on my phone, and that was just how it happened. There was never a need for it. Probably part of the reason is because I love computers so much that I always had a very sexy laptop nearby, and so I had to roll that. And so I never really found the need for the smartphone aspects of the phone. The only thing I really needed was something that could text and something that could call. So the phone that I've had this whole time is actually met all of those needs really well. I would like a smartphone now because I have a big YouTube channel and people want to see pictures and stuff like that. So I've never had that before. I don't even know. My wife recently got a nice phone. I was like, what the hell? When did they start making them so fancy? My wife. Bailman says, it really sounds like their son plays the game and begged daddy to make a movie about it. Run! Adric! Adric, we need you to stop dying! Ah, we're gonna lose! Adric, I swear to God, if we lose in stage 3, because you missed the comet. Firefree says, they could have gone the Game of Thrones, Lord of the Ring direction, where they operate in their own world. That's exactly what I said. Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, they assume everything about the world is true and real, rather than fantasy, and it's not kind of like... Could you even imagine Game of Thrones if it was like, what if they were in our world, and the U.S. military had to deal with the Ice King? It's like, oh, god damn, dude, that's such a stupid old trope for movies. But I don't know, it could still be good. I'm just super negative. I'm super negative. I don't have faith in this guy, the guy who did the movies for Resident Evil, because they weren't necessarily super successful. Is he gonna come back? I want to do some blood chopping. Come on back! Oh, he still got me. Oh, I got hit twice. Eat that up real fast. He's about to hurt me. Oh, he still got me. What? This is gonna hurt. Oh, and I didn't even heal it back up necessarily. Oh my god, I'm just doing terribly, honestly. Gotta land these blows a little better. So we're in stage 4, and we could lose this, but we don't want to lose it. He's exhausted. Stay exhausted. Stay exhausted a little longer. Oh, yes. Yes. Oof. That's right. Did you think he wasn't going to stagger? Get real. He's got to stagger big time. Let's go ahead and take this mantle off. When it comes to heavy bowguns, my favorite is Rautobahn Tech Tree, in my opinion. Okay. You mean like the Rautobahn heavy bowgun? It looks cool, but it does not do a cool amount of damage. Oops, I should probably be focusing on the game. Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt like the dickens. Oh! Please don't kill me, Daddy. Don't kill me! Okay. Wendy. Oh! Oh, oh, oh! Oh! Oh, no! 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 I did not realize Wendy was staggered. I probably had life powders in my inventory. If I had seen that earlier, I would have immediately started using life powders. Or I would have tried harder to interrupt. I don't know if he would have been interruptible. His head might have been in the wall. Kuzco says, how does focus affect Greatsword but not hammer? By affecting the Greatsword and not the hammer. Simple as that. Prince Tommy says, no, I was stunned. Ren says, what makes you think that? Firefree says, like he was eating a steroid cocktail every day during the shoot. What? What are we talking about? Oh, Cavell looks jacked. Adam Sandler has the same damn face expression every movie all the time. How do we get on that? Losers POV, losers POV. Good game. Dude, we need to win some, guys. We need to win some. Balmain says, to think the money Netflix gives him to keep releasing hot garbage. That's how the business goes. Wait a second, we're joining. Nope. Failable quests. Assigned. Diablo Sledge 1, huh? John is fighting Old Monster in the New World. Old Monster in the New World. Let's help him. Oh, okay. I can't join him. Investigations, hunt Devil Joe, events, Blue Dust. Oh, let's help Ghost. We're gonna help Ghost. Pee pee poo poo, that's right. Kurt just says, do you prefer ground monsters or flying wyverns? Ground monsters, 100%. Who prefers the flying wyverns? Because they're always... I mean, I guess if you use a ranged weapon, it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and collect these. So much for that. So close, so far away. Focus does affect the hammer. It speeds up the level of charge, but you won't really use any charge past level 1. Exactly. You typically use charge level 1 because that is a very powerful combo. And then you could use level 2 charge. If you're going to be using level 2 charge as an approach, you generally don't want to move into charge 3. And then charge 3, you just use it on occasion. Which, you know, you use it if you didn't need charge 1 or charge 2. So putting focus on the hammer, even if it does affect it, it just doesn't make any sense. Let's have the elemental resist up. Which heavy bowgun should I get? The Dark Devourer. Naming Sway says pretty much. Senior Chicano, the only flying wyverns tolerable are Acantor and Ucanlos. Flying monster in a nutshell. Haha, can't touch me. Can't touch those. Hammer time. Orion Sagano says, oh, I already read that one. The games are what saved the Witcher series, not the hot garbage book. Oh, you guys are talking about Henry Cavill playing the Witcher in the new Netflix series. It's going to be bad. Come on. I saw the trailer. It just looked like worse Game of Thrones. And Game of Thrones ended as pee-pee poo-poo. Mink says, what can they do to make some of the super boring monsters interesting, specifically Great Gyros and Dodo Gamma? That's a great question, Minx. I think that typically what makes a monster interesting is the moveset. And for Great Gyros and for Dodo Gamma, well, it's not just the moveset, Minx. Like, they just need to make the fight difficult, right? So if the fight's not difficult, you're not going to enjoy the fight. That's what I've learned, okay? So the fight has to... If you could make Arch-Tempered Dodo Gamma and Arch-Tempered Gyros right off the bat, it would be more interesting. And one of the things they could do right away with Great Gyros is have it call in a whole swarm of baby gyros, right? And they all got the paralysis teeth, and they swarm around you like crazy, and they have the health of the Jagras that the Ancient Lushan calls in, right? So he calls in a whole bunch, and he picks a player, and they chase that player. If Great Gyros was given that ability, and the gyros were actually powerful and hard to kill, maybe even harder than the Jagras to kill, it would immediately be a more interesting fight. It would be a pet fight, right? You know what I mean? Like, you'd be fighting the... you'd be like fighting the Zerg or whatever. Great Gyros himself, I think they could actually do kind of a zoning experience with him, similar to what they have going on with the Ancient Lushan. So the Great Gyros could have a lot more projectiles, and he just kind of stands there shooting you with the projectiles, and you kind of have to chase him, but you're always being chased by the little baby gyros. You see what I'm saying? Come on, Adric, let's get started, bro. We want to go. Blue dust surpasses red lust. It is time. There it goes. I'll probably die for being so impatient. Kurt Ja says, have you tried Dauntless for a change? I did play Dauntless a few times. I thought it was boring. I think Dauntless is pretty much a dead game right now. Orion says, make Dodo Gamma and Great Gyros one shot and speed up their animations by 80%. That sounds fun. Cookie says, how do you stream on Xbox? There's multiple ways to stream on Xbox. I think you could just use Mixer if you wanted. I think you can even use Twitch if you wanted. It's built into the Xbox. But you could also buy an external capture card and use that instead. Okay, let's get started. Wait, we're fighting someone else. Let's go over here. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure some people do like them, but on a whole, the game kept that going. What? Dodo Gamma is the same deal. I think with the Dodo Gamma, he just needs a cooler moveset. He needs to be more dangerous and more difficult. That's a lot of what makes a monster fun, to be honest. It's just how difficult is he. Also, you could just give them cooler rewards, you know? Give us a paralysis weapon that's insane, man. Like, it's going to paralyze the monster 6 times. 6 times. Not twice, Not 3 times, 6 times. Give us a weapon like that. Why do we get like 2 paralysis? No wonder I hate paralysis weapons. It's like, give up all this damage so that you can have 2 paralysis. Like, what do you freaking do? What's that gonna do for me? Oh, so close to tapping that tail, but... Oh, is she gonna jump? Just wondering, when Iceborne is released, will you make a playthrough on the story or just stream to help people out? I will definitely do a live stream of the story, for sure. That would be my first goal, actually, is to get that live stream done of the story playthrough. What? How do you miss her head by such a small amount? There we go. We got like 1 hit on the tail. I don't know, some difficult fights were also boring or just obnoxious. A Cantor and Malton Tigrix. Oh, I see what you're saying. I actually don't want to mount her. Not while my mantle's active. Oh, why did it do a dive evade? God, dude, that's so annoying. Oh, that's weird. Thought I would have dived it. You do so little damage because of your hit zones. It's so sad. No, come back! Oh. Oh, how do you miss by such a small amount? It's so sad. Oh, how do you miss by such a miserably small amount? Oh my god, this has been like the worst. Oh god, I'm about to die. Let's go ahead and get this max potion going. Alright, she's off to the next area. That's fine. Let's go. Oh, actually, we're going to go some crystal burst first. When it comes to heavy bowgun, which would be one that doesn't have heavy recoil, isn't a cold weapon, and no spread ammo, even if the highest DPS, I don't like spread. What? I think you need to rephrase your question. I think you missed a word or two in there. Get that fireproof mantle now. Blaganga is better than Kongalala. Alright, here we are. Oh, snap. Yes. That actually landed. Yeah, I actually got her tail there. She's going for Ghost over there. Ouch. You do at least 3 streams a day. Why don't you do all 3 platforms? Because, you know, if you're wanting to be on the PlayStation and have, like, let's say you want PlayStation and you want to play with me, well, you might actually have to work in the early time of the day when I did the PlayStation stream. So when I do 2 in a row, it's more likely that I get to play with everyone on the PlayStation. It's more likely. I see your point, though. It would be this weird thing where I would have to rotate between morning, noon, and night. Come on, man. Alright, so the wings actually take good damage. Oh my god. Okay, go ahead and drink this. Oh my god. I ran out of text. I need more than 200 words. I just meant which is the best bowgun that doesn't have heavy recoil, is not from Cove, and doesn't spread. Running out of words. I don't think there's a correct answer to your question. I mean, god damn, dude, I'm so dead. Wait. Can I get out of here? Nope. F that, dude. That's so stupid. God, it's so much cancer fighting Teostra and Lunastra at the same time. It's the worst part of the fight, honestly. That's sad. That's a sad. I even had a fireproof mantle on, just to give you guys an idea how much he was doing there. I don't have a cool drink. Yeah, I don't think there's an answer to your question. Because you're talking about not using the cluster bombs. You're talking about not using any... Oh, look who it is. Not using cluster bombs, not using wyvern ammo, not using spread ammo, and not using any Cove to Roth weapons. It's like, well, the rest of the weapons are all kind of bad. You could maybe build the Lunastra heavy bowgun. You could build that. All right. She's in the middle. Whee! There she is, the woman of your dreams. Oh. Oh. Lunastra, stop it. It hurts. Lunastra, it hurts. Stop. Lunastra, please be nice. Wow. I'm dead. No, actually I'm alive. Wow, that looks so much like I was gonna die. That's what I get for not having better elemental resist. Joe Heavy Bowgun is good for Sticky 3. Yes, but he said he wanted a non-heavy recoil heavy bowgun. What? What is this? Ooh. We lost Daedric. Oh, I see what happened here. Adric and Wendy joined me from the Behemoth run. Lunastra, I don't feel too good. I don't mind Cluster or Wyvern, it just Spread is one of the highest DPM, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Also, even if I were able to use Spread, I'd just be a Lance because I love my shield. Well, if you're okay with Cluster, you would just build the Dark Devourer. Yeah. You said no high recoil, but those are both high recoil moves. Dude, this fight is so annoying. If you're using a Sever weapon, you deal like no damage, and she just keeps moving. Oh, thank God. Right into the wings. I mean her body. Of course I didn't get the wings. That would be too easy. Ow. What are some good charms to get before Iceborne? Get the Handicraft Charm. Handicraft Charm. Handicraft Charm and I don't care. Handicraft Charm and I don't care. What else? Health boost, protection. I guess max might, weakness, exploit. We don't know what's going to happen with those. Oh God, she still hit me. Of course she did. Why do you think they made all high rank armor below 8 and some 7 so bad, but some are necessary for some builds like Charge Blade? Yeah, I don't know. They don't like, because they don't like the Gun Lance. I couldn't tell you. Oh no, she's gonna whip. Oh! Now I'm gonna have to nay-nay. Oh yeah, artillery is a good one. Definitely. Focus is okay. I mean, oh, you know what? I bet focus is actually still gonna be good because... Oh. It killed me, dude. She's so monstrous. Sorry, Ghost. Ghost, that was all me. I should have just farcasted. Her ultimate is what kills you. It's really just her ultimate. Her other moves are okay, obviously. But it's just her ultimate all day, every day, gonna wipe you and your teammates, baby. You know, that's why I should have gone in, not with the build I had, but with the Teostra Gamma setup so that I would have better fire resistance. God dang, dude. Oh my God. Orion says, fuck Lunastra. That's right. That's right. She can get fricked in the frick. Alright, guys. Well, you know what? I think my brain's a little bit tired. We've got a solid 2 hours in. I think now's a good time to wrap things up. Sorry about that. Actually, surprisingly, we didn't help a lot of people. Did you notice that? So, we didn't actually win any Arch-Tempered Nergi runs. We just failed that Lunastra run. That was my fault, though. We failed the Behemoth run. We didn't actually get that many wins. What is going on, man? Orion says, "Flash Lunastra. That's the best way to cheese her." Yeah, it's so sad. I've been fighting her for so long, and I went in unprepared. I should have had Fire Resist 3 on my build like a smart guy, but I'm like, nah, we'll just kill her with the Greatsword, and it didn't work out that way. But it is 2 hours. It is time for me to take a break, stretch, relax my mind. I will be back on with another stream at another time, all right? Let's go ahead and do the gesture. What do you guys think of this format? Let me know if you guys enjoyed Anything Goes, or if you prefer to focus on one monster at a time. Let me know what you guys think. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.